You're only a couple of steps away from becoming an absolute social machine, but what I'm about to tell you isn't some complicated secret master key to ancient lost treasure. In fact, it's pretty fucking simple, but you probably won't understand it unless I give you some backstory, so let me do that first. A couple of years ago in school, there was this girl that I really liked, and we had multiple classes together, so I was like constantly around her. And I had managed to curate this dream of us being like completely alone, nobody around us, so that I could have the perfect opportunity to ask her out. And one day, somehow, that fucking happened. We were waiting for one of our classes to start, and there was nobody around us. So I figured, well, this is the only opportunity I'm going to get. And I gathered up the courage to look at my feet and mumble, can I get your number? And her reaction was absolutely fucking priceless, bro. You know what she said? She was like, my number? As though it was some like completely out of this world thing that I just said, which it probably was, to be fair. And after that interaction, I thought that I was fucked. I thought that she'd tell her friends and they'd like confront me about it or something, and then the whole school would find out and everybody would care, and that didn't happen. I waited and waited and waited and it never really happened. Like, I don't think any of her friends even ever talked to me about it. Like, it's pretty much guaranteed that girls will tell all their friends about shit like that. But nah, man, I was chilling. Like, the whole time, nobody confronted me about anything, and it just made me realize that nobody really fucking cares. They've got their own shit to worry about. So you asking a girl out and it completely failing, unless they're in a worse situation than you are, then they won't really care. And if they're in a worse situation compared to you, then why the fuck would you care about their opinion? It's just kind of stupid, isn't it? So, number one, nobody cares. The next thing is that obviously practice makes perfect. So, the more you do something, the better you get at doing that thing. Surprising, I know. But if you want to get good at something, you can't just sit here all day watching YouTube videos on how to get better at socializing, how to be more charismatic or attractive to girls. You just can't, bro. You've got to take some fucking action. I used to do that shit all day, every day. I'd watch every video I could find about how to get girls. And it probably doesn't surprise you to hear that the only thing that actually worked for me was talking to them. Crazy, I know. But talking to people, like specifically if you want to improve at talking to people, you've got to fucking talk to people. You've just got to suck it up and start talking to people. There's literally no other way to do it. And that applies to all skills. But specifically for this, on this channel, in this video, talking to people is the number one way to improve at talking to people. By the way, click the link in the description if you want to improve that. Now the next point is that it'll take time. So obviously you can't just start talking to people now. Even if you do all the right habits and talk to people every day and kind of look back on your interactions and see how you can improve, even if you do all that stuff, it's going to be useless if you don't realize that it'll take a long time. Like, if you do a fuck ton, you can make very fast progress. I'm not gonna lie about that, because I made very fast progress just talking to a fuck ton of people every day, and my social skills skyrocketed. But I talk to so many people every day, so many days in a row, that it was just unsustainable. So, to be honest, recently, I haven't really talked to that many people. I'm pretty sure my social skills are still like, they've probably gone down a tiny bit, but not much. Like, I'm still way, way above where I was before I started. So, what I would do, if I could do all of that again, is just scale it down a bit. Like, there were days when I talked to 25 new people. That's like an extreme exception. Like, most days I'd talk to maybe 10 people maximum. Actually, no, 10 people minimum, because that was my goal. But that's a lot of people, and the method I was using to get that number of people, that sounds weird, but the method I was using for that was talking to people on my way to school and on my way to the gym. But I didn't go to school every day. Of course, there are weekends and you've got rest days for the gym. So there were many days, like weekends for example, where I was kind of struggling. Like, I didn't really have anything to do, so I had to purposefully go out on walks or bike rides just to find people to talk to, which is pretty stupid, I think. So it should be more integrated in your life, and that can be way easier to do if you've just got a lower number of people that you talk to. So maybe instead of 10, you'd do 5. And maybe instead of using a number of people, you could do something like have the daily goal of getting into the social flow state. That way you don't have to talk to new people, but if you want to maintain the level that you're at right now, like I want to do, then getting into the social flow state every day, no matter how you do it, if you talk to new people or if that's just getting into deep conversations with people you already know, it just makes it a lot easier and takes a lot less time out of your day, which just makes it so much more sustainable. So it will take time. You can make it sustainable by talking to less people every day or using some other method. You can come up with something. You don't have to listen to me all the time. But it'll make it easier doing something that's sustainable. Although you still have to work very hard to keep it going. Like you can't just not try. You've got to try. No matter what you do, you've got to try. And that leads into the next thing, which is just talking to fucking everyone. It's kind of similar to the last point I made, where going out and talking to people on purpose, like leaving the house for the sole reason of talking to people, it's just kind of retarded, honestly. So what I've come up with is that you should just talk to everyone. Talk to as many people as you possibly can. So every time you leave the house, you see someone, you talk to them. It can literally be as little as hi. And they honestly don't even have to hear it, just as long as you said it. Because if you said it, that means you gathered up the courage to say something and you said it, and that will help for the next interaction. The more you do that, the better you get at it, so on and so on. That can also help you get into the social flow state, just starting with tiny interactions. But I find talking to everyone just means that you're just more social, man. Like, what do social people do? What do social people do? Imagine the most social person you know. The most social person you can think of. Doesn't even have to be a real person. It can be fictional. You could have just made them up just now. But if they're the pinnacle of being social, they're like extroverted as fuck. They're all the way at the top, above everyone else. Nobody in the world is more social than them. What do they do when they leave the house? If they're walking past someone they haven't seen in 5 years and they don't know what to say, what will they do? Will they just walk past and not make eye contact, just look at the ground or pull out their phone hastily? No, bro, they won't do that. You already know what they'll do. They'll fucking start up a conversation. Even if they don't know what to say, they'll let their brain think of something, because their brain works, and so does yours. Just let your brain think of something. And that applies to all situations. Like, it's not just walking down the street. It could be sitting in a waiting room. It could be, I don't know, being at a restaurant, going bowling, literally anything, bro. Anything. Wherever you are and there are people, talk to them. It just, like, I don't even need to explain this, because imagine you go somewhere and you talk to people and then the next day you don't go anywhere. Well, you can think to yourself, man, I talked to people yesterday, so even if I don't talk to anyone today, it won't be ideal, but it'll be alright. Now compare that to someone who didn't talk to anyone. They will do the same thing for 2 days in a row, not talk to anyone, and they'll probably end up regretting it because they're starting to fall off. The person who talks to everyone wherever they go, and they don't have like specific times to do that, they just do it whenever they're doing their hobbies, whenever they go to the gym or to school or to work, they talk to people. So they don't have to worry about kind of falling off, because they know that every time they leave the house, they will get social reps in. I hope this video helped you, bro. By the way, I've got a community of guys that are on the same path. They're trying to improve their social skills. and we all help each other out in there. So if you're interested in that, you can click the link in the description. But I understand if you don't want to. If you want to stay complacent, then you do you, bro.